After an amazing Bundesliga season in which Dortmund ran Bayern so close to the title, they have acted and acted fast. The transfer market has seen them bring in plenty of new signings, so how are they going to line up next season? Well, that's what I'll be bringing you in the next few minutes. First up, in between the sticks, as always, is Berkey. The Swiss keeper has been brilliant for Dortmund in the last few seasons, and even though they brought in Marvin Hitz on a free transfer from Augsburg, the chances that he got last season didn't exactly fill all the fans with a load of confidence. It's for this reason, and of course the fact he's a pretty damn good keeper, that Berkey will of course keep the number one spot. It's the right back spot now, and although Lucas Piszczek has a load of loyalty points for the Dortmund fans, he's not going to be starting right back. That belongs to Achraf Hakimi. He does have 1 year remaining on his loan deal from Real Madrid, however his parent club do want him back at the end of the current deal. This means Dortmund will have to make the most of his ability on the right hand side, and he has also played at left back a few times last season when need be. But for the upcoming season he is definitely the number one choice in the right back spot. Marius Wolf has also played there when needed, but it looks like he, if he gets any minutes at all, will be playing further forward. Over to the left back spot, and it's the first of their brand new signings, Nico Schulz. Coming in from Hoffenheim for around 25 million euros, the left back has had a stellar few years in the Bundesliga, and he'll be hoping to continue this form with his new club. Apart from that, there's Marcel Schmelzer, who's now heading into his 12th season with Dortmund, and the fans are pretty much tired of his crap by now, so he's definitely going to be back up. Moving into the centre-back position, and there's another brand new signing. Well, technically he's a re-signing, because he was there before, and it's Mats Hummels. Of course it is. Bayern Munich actually did pretty well to get around 30 million euros for Hummels, but he's moved back to the club where he was so much adored before he left to the Allianz. Now he's got some work to do to regain the trust of all the fans, but I've no doubt that he could go ahead and do it. He's not really the same player he was when he left, but he's still a top quality centre-back, and what he will bring is a head full of experience to those of the youngers around him. The first young player that will probably be starting alongside him for most of the season is Akanji. He's had a brilliant year last year with Dortmund, and it seems like his potential is limitless. As long as he can continue to make the big performances in the big games, I've no doubt that he'll go on to be one of the top centre-backs in Europe. Alongside this, there's also Axel Witsel. Again, another player with incredible potential, but who needs to iron out one or two mistakes. There were rumours of a loan deal taking him to Arsenal for the season, but it looks like Lucien Favre wants to keep him around for the minute, and he could find more time in the cup games. Add on to this, there's also Omer Toprak, who looks to be on his way out of the club. Akanji and Hummels will be starting, much to the dissatisfaction of Diallo. Now, the 23-year-old centre-back is a brilliant player, but he knows that he can't be wasting his time not in the first team. It's for this reason that he's reportedly been looking at a move away from the club, and if PSG are willing to bid big bucks for the defender, well, Dortmund are definitely going to go for it. It's been a transfer window where they spent a fair bit of money, so any chance to recoup some will definitely be welcome. So with Berkey in goal and a back four of Hakimi, Hummels, Akanji and Nico Schulz, now's the time to smash the subscribe button. Before we get into the midfield, make sure you hit that button down there so you can start with all of the latest videos that we've got coming up on Onefootball. But back to this one, and heading into the midfield now, we start off with Axel Witsel. Brought back from China at the beginning of last season, he showed that he is more than capable of still being a dominant force in the midfield in the top of European football. Quite why he went to China, I'll never know, apart from the money, of course. Coming back for Dortmund, he was brilliant in their run, which almost saw them pit Bayern Munich to the title, and in the upcoming season, he'll be just as valuable. What this does mean, though, is Julian Weigl may not get as many minutes as he'd hoped. Now, I've no doubt that he's a top-class player, but he just can't seem to get into the team ahead of Witsel. Manchester City were reportedly interested in Weigl, who can also play centre-back, but having signed Rodri from Atletico Madrid, it looks like they will no longer be needing him. So, alongside Witsel instead will be Thomas Delaney. They brought him in last summer as well as Witsel, and both of them have provided a brilliant double pivot in that Dortmund midfield to allow the four attackers to go on and do what they do best, create and score goals. This also means that Rafael Guerreiro, who filled in at left back or defensive midfield last season, also looks to be on his way out of the club, yet again with PSG interested. And youngster Mahmoud Dahoud finds himself in pretty much the same shoes as Julian Weigl, a class player who needs to be playing more first team football. If he's to spend 1 or 2 more years sitting behind some older players and not getting as many minutes as he should be, well, his development may stall and he may not find himself at one of Europe's top clubs in the next few seasons. So moving on to the front four of Dortmund now, and although they're set up with a left attacking midfielder, a right attacking midfielder and a number 10 role behind the main striker, it is very far from this. The reality is that within the game, the front four are so brilliant at moving about and so versatile that any one of them can pop up absolutely anywhere. This was shown last season as the likes of Sancho, Royce, Götze and Jakob Larsen all managed to get on the goal scoring sheet and the assist table in various different combinations. So starting off with one of those players who was so brilliant last season is Jaidyn Sancho. We've got him on the right hand side. Unfortunately for Max Philippe, it looks like he'll be leaving the club and heading to Wolfsburg, and as mentioned before, before, Marius Wolf could fill in at right back and right mid, but none of them are getting in the team ahead of the fantastic Englishman. He has been linked with a £100 million move to the likes of Manchester City, which is where he came from, or Manchester United, but it doesn't look to be happening quite yet. And why not? He's been brilliant for Dortmund in the Bundesliga, he's excelled in the Champions League, and it looks like his development is continuing because he's getting the minutes that a youngster needs. When that stops happening, then maybe, just maybe, he'll think about moving elsewhere. But for now, he's a definite starter on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, though, is one of two new signings, and I'm going to pip for Thorgan Hazard. The younger brother of Eden, who's also himself made a massive move this summer to Real Madrid, has signed from Borussia Mönchengladbach, where he had a brilliant season in the Bundesliga, contributing with 10 goals and 10 assists. If it's not going to be Hazard on the left, then it's definitely not going to be Andre Schürrle either, because Dortmund are so desperate to get rid of him and his huge wage that they're offering him out for around €8 million. Then it's going to be the other new signing from Leverkusen, Julian Brandt. With 7 goals and 11 assists, again, he had a fantastic season last year, but he was playing in a more central role. He can play across any attacking area, but it looks like if Dortmund wants to play with out-and-out wingers, Sancho and Hazard are going to be the answer. Brandt could fit in if they're going to play a more attacking style of play in a 4-1-4-1 formation. Take Axel Witsel. He could be the single pivot, and instead of being alongside Delaney will come out, Brandt will come in, and he'll go into the attacking 4 behind the one striker. So with Hazard on the left, Sancho on the right, who else is going to be in that central role? It's going to be Marco Reus. The club captain looked pretty much overdone after a horrific injury, but came back last season to be an absolute crucial part of their year and just a brilliant leader on and off the pitch. With 15 goals, he also managed to get 13 assists, meaning that he had 28 scorer points in just 27 Bundesliga games. His role in the middle sees him not only score goals, but create chances, and his ability can make him a threat from absolutely anywhere. It's this and his interchanging play with the striker, which sees him form a deadly partnership with Mario Götze. Now I know you're thinking, Götze's definitely not a striker, that's more Paco Alcácer's role. Well, the coach has said that Alcácer is definitely best as a super sub. In fact, he broke the Bundesliga's record for most goals as a substitute in one season. So with Mario Götze starting up front, well, he drops more into a false 9 position. This then allows Marco Reus to get on the other side of him, or allows the two wingers to push in higher and manage to get on the score sheet. For example, when Mario Götze had his brilliant form in the season, which was the second half of last season, he managed to get 10 out of the 14 scorer points that he had, that's combined goals and assists, and was just all round absolutely amazing in how Dortmund played. It looks like if they are going to sign a striker this season, they'll go for someone a bit different, because what Götze offers is different to what Alcácer offers, so they need more options. Götze drops deep, Alcácer stays in the box as a poacher, and well, Mario Mandzukic is the other player who's been linked with the club. For me, I think this will be a pretty good signing. With all the creativity and the speed they've got down the wings, especially with Jaidyn Sancho, they put the ball into the box a lot. So having someone as good in the air as Mandzukic can only benefit the team. Even if he doesn't start, and I think he wouldn't with Mario Götze taking that position, still, for him to come on and be able to grab a goal, as well as Alcácer, well, those options can only benefit Dortmund in the long run. So there you have it. What do you guys think of Dortmund's potential 11 next season? Will Mats Hummels be a success? Will they go with a 4-1-4-1, a 4-2-3-1, or any other tactic? And will Jaidyn Sancho be able to take his fantastic form from last season into the new campaign? Let me know of your thoughts down below and suggest any further transfers that Dortmund could make if they're really going to challenge for the Bundesliga and the Champions League. But until next time, I will see you guys later.